Alright, howdy. Let's get started. We're gonna see if she remembers anything. I doubt she will, but we shall see. Alright, do you know what we're doing today? Oh, wait. Do you know what we're doing today? Wait. Is it not set up correctly? Well, this is it. Hi, do you know what we're doing today?
Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask me.
Do you know what we're doing today? I don't think it's working. I wish I could set it up to my actual microphone. Hi, do you know what we're doing today? Hi, do you know what we're doing today? It's not working today. Let me go to settings. The problem is you can't change the microphone, which makes no sense. We go here. Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, it's just not picking up my mic. Can you hear me? Hello. Well, I don't think it's gonna work. Hello. It was just working fine yesterday. What happened? Can you hear me? Okay, there we go. Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? What are we doing today?
I hear you loud and clear. Today, we're continuing the journey in Dark Souls 3. It sounds like you're tackling the Abyss Watchers next, but if you're dealing with some challenges, we can always strategize more. Where are you right now? Are we heading back to the Abyss Watchers, or is there something else on your mind? Let's get to it.
We are currently at the Old Wolf of Pharaon.
Got it? You're in the Old Wolf of Farron area now. This means you're right near the Abyss Watchers, and you're probably also dealing with the Farron Keep Swamp area. Since you've made it this far, you're close to one of the biggest boss fights in this area. The Abyss Watchers can be tough with their relentless aggression and multi-phase battle, but with your pyromancy and the upgraded Nameless Knight armor, you're in a great position to take them on. Are you ready to take the fight to the Abyss Watchers? Or do you want to prep a bit more in the Old Wolf of Farron area?
Well, we're wearing the sellsword armor at the moment. We have the Uchi Katana, the Pyromancy Flame, and the Grass Crest Shield. Does this seem like a good loadout?
You're looking pretty solid with that loadout, actually. Here's the breakdown. Sellsword armor. Great choice for a balanced mix of protection and mobility. It's light enough to maintain good roll speed, but offers decent defense. You should be able to move quickly without sacrificing too much in terms of poise or protection, which is key when fighting the Abyss Watchers. You've been making great use of this, and with your dexterity at the right level,
What was that sound?
you should be able to dish out fast, precise strikes. The bleed damage on the Uchi Katana also works well against bosses, so you'll have an advantage with this. Don't forget you've got that firepower at your disposal. Pyromancy, especially with Fireball or Fire Orb, will give you ranged options to burn through those Abyss Watchers. You can use it when there's a safe moment to back off, or if you're in a pinch and need some distance. Grass Crest Shield. This is a smart pick for stamina regen, especially useful
she
when
got
you're
that
dodging
right
a
now.
lot and trying to
Yesterday
conserve
she didn't get
stamina.
that right.
It'll help with keeping your rolls and attacks fluid, which is essential in fights like this. Overall, yes, you've got a great loadout. You're set up for both offense and defense, with flexibility in your combat style. Pyromancy and Uchi Katana should complement each other well in this fight. If you need to keep your distance, fire away with spells, and if you want to get in close, the Uchi Katana will do the job. Ready to take on those Abyss Watchers?
I'm ready. What can you tell me about the Abyss Watchers?
All right, Abyss Watchers. This is one of the more iconic and challenging fights in Dark Souls 3. Here's everything you need to know. General overview. The Abyss Watchers are a group of elite warriors bound by the curse of the Abyss. They are relentless and aggressive, constantly attacking with fire-infused swords and multiple phases of combat. What makes this fight particularly unique is that in one of the phases, one of the Watchers can turn against the others, making it seem like you've got an ally for a moment. Though don't get too comfortable, because it's still a tough fight. Phase 1, the main fight. When the fight starts, you'll face 2 Abyss Watchers at once. Both Watchers wield flame-infused swords and will come at you aggressively. They don't use shields, but they're fast, with tons of slashes and swipes that can easily hit hard if you're not careful. They also have a lot of range with their attacks, so dodging is crucial here. The key to this phase is dodging carefully and picking your moments to attack. They can be staggered, especially with the Uchi Katana's fast slashes and the bleed buildup. Phase 2, the Betrayal. Once you've done enough damage to the 2 Abyss Watchers, another one will show up. But this time, it's alone, and it's different. The new Watcher will attack both you and the others in the arena, making the situation even more chaotic. At this point, the fight gets harder, with 3 combatants in total. It's one of the Watchers against you and the other 2, and it can be hard to predict where everyone is going to attack. Stay mobile and keep your eyes on the new Watcher. If they end up getting too close to you, it might be worth backing off and luring them away from the fight. Tips for success. 1. Stamina management. The Grass Crest Shield is perfect here because you'll need constant stamina for dodging and attacking. Always keep an eye on your stamina bar. 2. Keep an eye on the Watchers. Since there are multiple enemies at play, watch out for when the Abyss Watcher betrays the others and turns on them. Don't get caught up in the chaos. You'll want to pick off the right target and strike when you can. 3. Fire and Bleed. Pyromancy is a good choice here. If you use your spells well, you can deal some decent damage from a safe distance. The Uchi Katana will do wonders with its bleed effect, so keep hitting and backing off. 4. Patience. This fight requires patience. Don't rush your attacks. Let the watchers tire themselves out. Study their attack patterns so you can avoid their swings and counters. The end game. Once the Abyss Watchers are dead, you'll get their soul, which you can use for great items like the Abyss Watcher Bracelet and Pyromancy. A bonfire will appear, marking the end of this tough battle and opening up the next area, Erithil of the Boreal Valley. Hasher, final notes. This battle is all about staying calm, dodging correctly, and taking advantage of openings. You've got the tools to do this. Use your speed and fire to your advantage. Ready to dive in? You've got this.
We're fighting a giant crystal lizard right now.
Ah, the giant crystal lizard. That one's a bit of a hassle, but you've got it. Here's the deal. How to handle the giant crystal lizard. Weak points. The giant lizard is quite durable, but its weak point is the head. So aim for that if you can. Fire works well. Since it's crystal-based, fire attacks will be very effective against it. Pyromancy should do some solid damage here, so feel free to fire away from a distance. Beware of its charges. The lizard has a charge attack where it rushes at you. If you're caught, it'll likely do some serious damage. Make sure to dodge when it starts that charge animation. Watch for poison. Sometimes the lizard will attack in a way that can cause poison buildup. Keep an eye on your status and carry poison-resist items or antidotes just in case. Patience. This battle is mostly about waiting for openings. It's a big target, so you don't have to rush. Focus on dodging and landing hits when you can. When it dies, you'll probably get some great loot, like crystal weapons and possibly some titanite or other upgrade materials. The key is to avoid its charges and land your own attacks when it's recovering. You can do this. How's it going so far?
It's already dead, but we got a new spell called Atonement. What can you tell me about it?
No problem. It looks like you got your hands on Atonement, which is an interesting spell to add to your arsenal. Atonement is a miracle spell, and it's unique because it doesn't directly attack or provide buffs, but rather has a utility function. Atonement spell overview. What it does. The Atonement spell allows you to restore some health to allies, like NPCs, or to yourself after doing a certain action, such as attacking. This means it's a good way to regenerate health without needing to rely on Estus or other healing methods. When to use it. Atonement is great if you find yourself getting too low on health in the midst of a battle and don't have time to heal with Estus. It works especially well in multiplayer or if you're trying to be a bit more defensive in fights. Requirements. It's a faith-based miracle, so you'll need to boost your faith stat to get the most out of it. Since you have 14 faith, you're just about at the sweet spot for casting it, though it's worth considering leveling up faith more if you want to use it effectively in high-stakes situations. Tactics. It's more of a safety net spell than a direct damage dealer. If you're good at dodging and need a little extra health while you fight, you can pop this in between attacks, particularly when you're at lower health. It's not as flashy as Fire Orb or Pyromancy spells, but it could be game-changing for tough encounters, especially if you find yourself needing heals in the middle of combat. How do you feel about giving it a shot?
Well, we went back to Firelink Shrine, and now I just found the pilgrim guy. He is lying dead, and there's this woman in full black armor staring at him. Who is she?
It sounds like you've encountered Yuria of Lundor, the Dark Sorceress. She's an important NPC in the game with ties to the Hollowing storyline. Here's what you need to know. Yuria of Lundor, role in the story. Yuria is connected to the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant, which is all about darkness, hollowing, and invading other worlds. She's also tied to the Dark Lord ending, where you essentially embrace the darkness and become the ruler of the Abyss. The Pilgrim's death. The Pilgrim, who was previously at Firelink Shrine, was a member of the Lundor people. His death and her presence are part of the Dark Covenant. She's essentially here to guide you into that darkness, should you choose that path. What she offers: if you talk to her, she'll give you the option to join the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant, which
No.
will allow you to invade other players' worlds.
No, not quite.
She'll also offer you dark sorceries if you're interested in delving into the darker side of magic. Hollowing. You can also ask her about hollowing and how to embrace it. This ties into a possible alternate ending where you let go of the light and embrace the Dark Lord ending. If you want to stay in the light, normal path, you can ignore her offerings. Choices you have: join the Rosaria's Fingers. This is for players who enjoy PvP and want to invade other worlds. It's also tied to the Dark Lord ending.
What's the setting?
Refuse her.
Where your
If you're
HUD?
sticking with the normal ending, you don't have to join her, but she'll continue hanging around Firelink's shrine and offer you her help. In short, Yuria's a key player if you're thinking about exploring the dark side of the game, but she's not necessary if you're sticking to the main storyline and don't want to get into the whole hollowing thing. Do you want to chat with her and see what she has to say? Or are you keeping your distance for now?
It's not what I want, it's what you tell me to do. What should I do?
All right, if you're putting your faith in me, here's the plan. Stay the course. Don't mess with the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant for now. Stick to the light and keep progressing through the game without going down the hollowing path. This keeps your options open for a more standard ending, while still allowing you to explore all the fun stuff the game has to offer. What to do next? Ignore Yuria for now. She'll be around, but she's not a priority. Keep progressing through the game. There are bosses to fight, areas to explore, and new gear to snag. Focus on that instead of getting sidetracked by her dark side. If you ever feel like diving into the dark ending later on, you can always return to her and join the Covenant. But for now, let's stay true to the path and focus on slaying the Abyss Watchers or whoever stands in our way. Now, let's keep that momentum going. What's your next move?
Well, you last time said to start following the darkness, and
I see the hesitation, but trust me, we've got a lot ahead of us. The darkness...
You interrupted me. You said last time to follow the darkness, and now we're at level 37 Hollowing.
So we fully embrace the darkness now. No turning back. Since you're at Hollowing level 37, you're on the path that ties into the Dark Lord ending. This is where things get a bit more interesting, but it's all about making sure you get the most out of the choices available. Cap. Now that we're in the dark, here's what you can expect. Embrace the Dark Lord path. Since you're already deep into the hollowing side, you might want to follow through with the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant. That would lead
Wrong
you
covenant.
to a more PvP-centered experience and could tie into some unique ending options. Hollowing
I'm just going to
mechanics.
interrupt her.
Keep
I need you to command me. What should I do? Talk to this new NPC, or just go back to fight the Abyss Watchers?
All right, soldier, here's what I'm commanding you to do. Talk to Yuria. You're deep into the hollowing path now, so it makes sense to embrace it
prithee,
fully. You've already
art thou
taken the
good
step
yours,
toward
master?
darkness, so don't hesitate. See what
I
she
am
has to
Yuria
offer.
of Londor, a
You might
close
even
friend of
unlock
his.
some cool dark sorceries or a
Thanks
deeper
to thee,
connection
your
to the
soul
Rosaria's
is
Fingers Covenant.
redeemed.
Once you've talked to
Allow
her
me
and
to
made your
express
decision,
my
we can
gratitude
return
in
to the
his
Abyss
stead.
Watchers. The battle against them is still calling, and they won't wait forever. But for now, let's tie up this loose end and commit to the path we've started. Now go
Another
speak with
matter.
her and let me know what happens.
That a lord art thou not, bearer of the dark sigil, and our Lord of Hollows. For the time thou remainst our Lord, we of Londor shall serve thee. And I, of course, am also thine.
She said that she is here to serve me for the rest of the time that we have together. I'm looking at her items. She's selling a purging stone, some spells, 2 rings called the Untrue Dark Ring and Untrue White Ring, and some poison throwing knives, and a Londor Braille Divine Tome.
Nice. Looks like Yuria is offering some useful stuff for your journey into darkness. Here's a breakdown of her wares. Items for sale. 1. Purging Stone. Useful for curing hollowing, restores you to normal appearance and stats. You don't need this unless you want to reverse your current hollowing or deal with any curses. 2. Spells. Dark Sorceries. If you're planning to lean into dark magic, these will be valuable. Otherwise, keep them in mind for later. 3. Untrue Dark Ring. This ring conceals your true identity when you invade other players' worlds, which can be useful for PvP and invasions. If you're focusing on the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant and invading worlds, this is a solid choice. 4. Untrue White Ring, the opposite of the Dark Ring. This one conceals your identity when you are summoned as a White Phantom, typically for co-op play. If you're focusing more on helping others and not invasions, this could be an option. 5. Poison Throwing Knives. If you're planning to poison enemies from a distance, these can be useful, but otherwise they're not a major priority unless you're aiming for some strategic poison-based tactics. 6. Londor Braille Divine Tome. This is a key item that allows you to learn dark miracles. If you're interested in miracles and want to explore a mix of faith-based magic with a dark theme, grab this. My command: buy the Londor Braille Divine Tome. Even if you're more focused on pyromancy and dark sorceries, having access to dark miracles gives you more versatility in your arsenal. Skip the rings for now, unless you're planning to dive into PvP invasions. We're not there yet. Don't worry about the poison knives unless you're feeling like playing with poison tactics. Once you've done that, we'll go back and take down the Abyss Watchers. The darkness is your ally, but let's not get distracted for too long. You've got a boss fight waiting for you. What do you think? Ready to grab the tome and move on?
Alright, I have grabbed the tome. I also forgot to say she has an item called the Dark Hand. What is that?
Good catch. The Dark Hand is an interesting and unique item. It's a dark weapon that functions as both a weapon and a tool for invasions.
What?
Here's what it does. Dark Hand, weapon. It's a small shield and a weapon combined. It has a unique parrying ability, but also deals dark damage when used as an attack. Invasion tool. It also has a special grab attack when used in PvP invasions. If you manage to grab an opponent with it, you can drain their health and restore some of your own. This makes it effective in PvP situations, especially when you're working the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant. Dark Magic Tide. Since you're deep into the hollowing dark path, this weapon can serve as a great tactical addition to your loadout. It's definitely not the standard weapon for everyone, but if you like the idea of using dark power, this fits well. My command: buy the Dark Hand if you're looking to dive deeper into PvP invasions and dark combat. It's an interesting item to add, especially if you want to focus on dark magic and get more health siphoning capabilities. Once you've secured that, let's keep going. You've got Abyss Watchers to slay. What's your move?
Alright, I also forgot to mention we have a few new weapons. Would you like for me to read them out to see if they're better than the Uchi?
Absolutely. Go ahead and read out the new weapons you've picked up, and I'll help you decide if any of them should replace the Uchi Katana. We don't want to miss out on any potential upgrades. Let's see what you've got.
We have the Dark Sword. We have the Great Sword. We have Irithel Straight Sword. We have the Sellsword Twin Blades. We have the Exiled Great Sword. We have the Butcher Knife. We have the Brigand Hand Axe. We have the Reinforced Club. And we have the Lothric Knight Spear. Jerry said no to these.
You've got quite the arsenal there. Let's break down your weapons and see if any of them can potentially replace the Uchi Katana. Dark Sword, a solid choice for strength builds or quality builds. It has good scaling in strength and dexterity, but it's more focused on power than speed. It's a bit slower than the Uchi, but if you want to deal heavy damage, this is a great weapon. It's also dark infused, which adds an extra layer of damage for anyone leaning into the dark build. Great sword. This is a big boy weapon, much slower than the Uchi Katana, but with immense power. If you're into heavy hitting, this will serve you well. It's not ideal for quick, agile play like the Uchi, but if you want to slow down your playstyle and deal massive damage, this could be a fun choice. Irithyll's Straight Sword, a fantastic dexterity-based weapon. It's faster than the Great Sword and
Hope
deals
she
magic
says the
damage,
dark
making
sword.
it very good for speedy combat.
I
If you're
really
aiming
use
for a
dark
quick,
sword.
dex-based build, this sword will work much like the Uchi Katana, but with some added magic scaling. It's a great choice if you want to mix in some elemental effects without sacrificing too much speed. Cells of Twin Blades. These are insanely fast and very effective in terms of DPS. If you like quick, rapid strikes, the Twin Blades could outdo the Uchi Katana in terms of sheer attack speed. However, they require more dexterity than the Uchi. They
Fair
also
enough.
have decent scaling in dex, so if you've been focusing on that stat, these could be a viable alternative.
It's literally
Exile
worse.
Greatsword, a strength weapon with a unique moveset. It's slower than the Uchi Katana, but does a lot of damage, especially if you're focusing on strength. It has a good moveset for dealing with enemies at range and a great weapon art. If you're looking for power over speed, this might be a good option. Butcher Knife, a strength-focused weapon with a great attack range and decent health regeneration when you land hits. It's slower and heavier than the Uchi Katana, but offers some nice healing perks. If you want to tank damage while dealing powerful blows, this could be a fun alternative. A lightweight weapon with good dex scaling. It's not as strong as the Uchi Katana, but if you want something quick and nimble, this can work for agile combat. It's not really better than the Uchi Katana unless you prefer a more basic axe style of fighting. Reinforced Club, a big strength weapon. It's a slower, hard-hitting weapon with massive potential for stagger. It's nowhere near as fast or versatile as the Uchi Katana, but it's good for blunt damage and heavy builds. Lothric Knight Spear, a long-range weapon that gives you excellent reach. It's ideal for strength or dex builds, depending on how you want to scale it. It can be good for poke damage at a distance, but will feel a lot slower than the Uchi Katana in close quarters. If you want to keep your enemies at bay, this could be useful. Mike My Command. Stick with the Uchi Katana for now, as it offers the best combination of speed, dex scaling, and versatility for your current build. However, if you feel like mixing things up for a boss fight, you could try the Irithyll Straight Sword for its speed and magic damage, or the Sellsword Twin Blades if you want to go all in on fast DPS. If you're feeling adventurous and want to experiment, try out a new weapon for a fight or two. But don't abandon the Uchi just yet. It's still your best option overall for most encounters. Let me know what you decide to do.
I need you to command me. Are we changing the weapons or not?
All right, command accepted. We are sticking with the Uchi Katana for now. It's still the most versatile weapon in your current loadout and will serve you well with its speed and dex scaling. Now,
Autonomy.
unless you're feeling like trying out something crazy for a boss fight, do not change the weapons just yet. Keep your Uchi Katana equipped, and we'll use it to carve through enemies and bosses alike. Let's focus on progressing forward and handling what's ahead.
We do have enough for probably one level. Should we level up?
Yes, we should definitely level up.
Well,
With your current soul count,
very well
let's
then,
use this
I'll take it.
opportunity to boost something useful. Given your build and focus on dexterity, I recommend putting the level into dexterity to increase your damage with the Uchi Katana even more. If you're feeling like you're squishy, you could always throw it into vigor for some extra health, but dex will likely be the most beneficial right now. So my command, level up dexterity and keep your focus sharp.
Alright.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Let's see what we
Perfect.
got.
Your dexterity will
Ashen
be
is
even
wet.
stronger now, and you'll notice a nice boost to your damage output. Now go forth and continue to conquer. You're one step closer to becoming an unstoppable force. Let's keep the momentum going.
I gave the ash to the old lady in the chair, and now we have a new key called the Grave Key. Should I buy it?
Yes, buy the Grave Key. It will open up more areas for exploration, and secrets often lie behind locked doors in Dark Souls. The key will give you access to more loot, items, and possibly more NPCs to interact with. Get the key, and let's see what treasures and challenges await.
Ashen bring, is it not? Ashen one.
Alright, I bought the key. We are going to go use the key. I think I know where to go.
All right, sounds like a plan. Using the key will open up more options, and it's always good to explore those areas early. Go ahead and use the key. Let's see what you find. Keep your wits sharp, as you never know what might be waiting behind those doors.
We gotta kill these rats.
Rats are a pain, but they're not too tough. Watch out for their numbers and the poison they can inflict. Use your pyromancy to keep them at a distance and thin their ranks. Stay quick on your feet and keep attacking before they can overwhelm you. You'll have them cleared in no time.
Alright, I have killed the big rats. I am now looking. There's this shrine of an old man that says, "Pray to statue of Velka." What can you tell me about it?
Ah, the statue of Velka. That's an interesting find. Velka is the goddess of sin, and her statue allows you to respect your character, meaning you can reallocate your attribute points. If you're happy with your build, then no need to mess with it right now. But if you ever want to change your character's stats, this is the place to do it.
No, it's not.
You'll need a specific item called the Book of the Guilty, or a similar item, to actually perform the respec. But for now, it's just a neat Easter egg for future use. So, if you feel like you might want to adjust your stats down the road, this is the spot. Otherwise, keep pushing forward with your journey.
It's saying I am not sinned when I ask to request for absolution. And for dissolution, for 3,000 souls, I can reverse my hollowing. Does this sound worth it?
Reversing your hollowing can be useful, especially if you want to regain your human form for buffs, or if you want to get rid of the negative effects of hollowing. At hollowing level 17, you're probably getting diminishing returns in terms of health,
37.
so it might be worth considering. However, 3,000 souls is a decent chunk for that purpose. If you feel like you're not feeling the effects of hollowing much, you could save the souls and hold off on the reversal until later, when you might need it more. It's totally up to you, but if you're planning to fight tough bosses and want that extra health boost, or just prefer being in human form, it's a solid option. If you're not in a rush, though, you might want to save the souls for leveling up.
Fighting skeletons in the sewer right now.
Ah, skeletons in the sewers. They're tricky with their ability to get back up after you kill them. The trick is to destroy their heads or hit them until they stay down. Some of the skeletons might also have swords or shields, making them a bit tougher to deal with. I'd recommend using the pyromancy to clear them out quickly, especially if they start crowding you. Just keep your distance and keep an eye out for any traps or surprise attacks. You've got this. Just don't let them overwhelm you.
Actually use flash sweat instead of a fireball.
Got it. Flash sweat will be your friend in these tight situations. It gives you a nice boost to your fire resistance, which can be handy for healing fire screens, even the environment itself. Using flash sweat gives you that extra layer of protection, so it's smart to use it here instead of fireball. That way, you can serve your firepower for bigger threats. Keep up the good work. Just remember to stay on your toes.
One of those big ladies were down here, and I think she fell.
Ah, you've encountered one of the big cleric ladies, huh? They're usually the evangelists, and they can deal some serious damage with their fire or their large weapon. If she fell, though, that might be a bit of a lucky shot. Keep an eye out, just in case. If she's still alive and you killed her before, loot her body for any useful items, or maybe even that evangelist cat. Either way, if she's down, it's a chance to keep exploring without worrying about her popping back up. Keep clearing those enemies.
Alright, we have killed them all. We are now moving forward.
Nice job clearing them out. Now that you've dealt with the rats and the evangelists, it's time to press on. The deeper you go, the more hidden treasures and dangerous foes await. But you're handling it like a pro. Stay sharp, and let's see what's ahead.
There's a lady up here, a maiden in white. I think she's blind. She's trapped behind a cage door. Should we unlock her and free her?
Yes, free her. That sounds like Arena of Karim, a key NPC who can sell you miracle spells once you rescue her.
Who is
She's blind, yes,
Someone there?
but she offers useful services, especially if you're interested in adding some faith-based spells to your arsenal. Just be cautious when unlocking her, as she may have some interesting dialogue or events tied to her rescue, but it's definitely worth it in the long run to free her. Go ahead and let her out.
I did. There's a guy outside with a giant hammer mace thing. He looks like he's wearing stone armor. Who is this?
Ah, sounds like you've encountered Henry of Astora. He's a friendly NPC who can be found in a few locations in the game. The guy you're describing with the giant hammer and stone armor is likely Sigurd.
What's the matter?
Katarina. He's a jolly, larger-than-life character who wears the iconic Katarina armor, the onion-like set, and has a big...
Nah, this was someone new. We never seen this guy before. He said he's only loyal to that girl that we rescued.
Ah, my bad for the confusion. It sounds like you're dealing with Aigon of Karim.
Yep.
Bit of a mysterious character. He's associated with Irina of Karim, the blind maiden you just rescued. Aigon is her protector, and he has a strong loyalty to her. The giant mace and stone armor are his signature look, so you've definitely encountered him. You'll likely need to be cautious around him, as his demeanor can be a bit hostile depending on your actions, especially if you take too long before fulfilling certain parts of Irina's questline. But for now, he's not an immediate threat. If you have the option, you can try to talk to him and see if there's anything he has to say. Just keep an eye on him, and don't do anything that might upset him, like attacking Irina or getting too involved with other quests she's linked to.
Alright, we're returning back to the bonfire and going to attempt a boss run of the Abyss Watchers.
Sounds like a solid plan. The Abyss Watchers are a tough, multi-phase fight, but you've got this. Just stay focused, use your pyromancy wisely, and don't be afraid to take your time dodging and spacing. Remember, they're aggressive, and their fire attacks can catch you off guard. but with your upgraded gear and spells, you should be more than prepared to handle them. Good luck, you've come this far. Show them what you're made of.
There's some dark rays that look like they're attacking the swamp things that are guarding the door. Should I let them fight it out?
Good call. Letting the dark wraiths and the swamp enemies duke it out can give you a nice advantage. You can just hang back and let them whittle each other down while you plan your approach. It also keeps the area clear of some immediate threats, so you'll have fewer distractions when it's time to focus on the Abyss Watchers. If the wraiths start coming after you, just be ready to handle them. But for now, it's a great opportunity to stay out of the chaos and conserve your resources for the boss fight.
Yeah, it looks like the two dark rays are winning.
I see. Looks like the dark wraiths have been able to join forces, and now you're facing off against a bigger, more unified threat. They can be tough to deal with, especially if you're caught in the middle of a skirmish with them and the swamp creatures. At this point, you've got a choice. You can keep your distance and let them duke it out, or you can step in and help out to speed things along. If you do engage, just be careful. Those dark wraiths have some nasty grab attacks and damage-dealing moves. Either way, once things calm down, you'll have a cleaner path forward. Stay sharp.
I killed the dark race and one of them dropped a dark mask.
Nice job taking down that dark wraith. The dark mask is a cool piece of gear, but it's mostly for fashion or role-playing. It doesn't offer any specific stats that would significantly benefit your build. However, if you like the aesthetic or want to try a darker look, it could definitely be a fun choice to wear. If you're still rocking the Sellsword set or other gear with higher defensive stats, you may want to hang on to the dark mask for later, or just keep it in your collection. But for now, focus on your boss run. You're almost there.
Yeah, I'm just killing all the enemies. I'm probably just gonna kill them and then set at the bonfire and let the dark race try it again.
That sounds like a smart strategy. By clearing out the enemies and setting up the bonfire, you give yourself a safe base to work from. And the dark wraiths will have fewer distractions if they decide to come to you. Plus, you'll be able to manage your resources and heal up before diving into the Abyss Watchers fight. Once you've cleared the area and got your bonfire lit, you'll have a better chance of making it through the Abyss Watchers fight without being interrupted. Keep it steady and make sure you're not getting surrounded when you face off with the boss. You're on the right track. Now it's time to get ready for that big battle.
Alright, I am going to sit back at the bonfire and we will watch the dark race fight again and then we will run straight towards the boss.
Great plan. Let the dark wraiths and any other enemies battle it out while you stay safe at the bonfire. Then when the time's right, you make a beeline for the Abyss Watchers. Once you get to the boss arena, just stay calm and focus on dodging and waiting for your opening to strike. The Abyss Watchers can get chaotic with their aggression and the second phase, but as long as you're patient, you'll land the kills. Good luck with the run. You're ready for this.
Can you give me a motivational speech about the upcoming boss fight?
Absolutely. Listen up. You've fought through countless enemies, braved the dark and the unknown, and now you're standing on the edge of one of the most legendary fights in this world. The Abyss Watchers aren't just a boss. They're a symbol of the relentless fire that drives warriors like you to push forward, no matter the cost. You've already proven your
Wow, they're
skill
not
by
even
surviving
attacking.
the harshest trials, so now it's time to show these Abyss Watchers that you're the one who's going to extinguish the flames of the past. Their blades are sharp and their fire is strong,
they actually
but your
attacking
will
now.
is unbreakable. When that door opens and the battle begins, you don't
Yo.
hesitate. You face them head on, with the confidence of someone who has fought to get this far. This fight is your test of endurance, of patience, and of resolve. Keep your eyes on your target, stay calm, and let your experience guide you. The Abyss Watchers have met many challengers before, but none like you. You are ready. This is your time to show them what happens when someone steps into the fire. Not to burn, but to conquer it. Go and claim your victory. The flames will remember you.
Okay. I am pushing in. There are two Abyss Watchers fighting each other.
Perfect. That's your moment to strike while they're distracted. Let them duel it out. When one of them goes down, take advantage of the opening. Focus on the one that's still standing and be ready for aggressive counterattacks. Remember, the first phase is all about dodging and looking for those windows to hit. Don't rush it. Patience is key. You've got this. Watch for their combos and make sure you keep your stamina up for dodging. When the second phase kicks in, things will get chaotic with the fire, but you can handle it. Keep dodging, keep attacking when you can, and stay focused on your rhythm. You're about to crush these Watchers. Let's do this. All right, you got this. Charge in and show him who's boss. No holding back. Just pound through with everything you got. Go hard, go fast. All right, focus up. Stay calm and keep your guard up. You're in a tight spot, don't panic. Use your dodges wisely. Look for those openings when you get distracted, especially if they're locked in a combo. Patience is key. Stay patient. If you're surrounded, use your pyromancy to create space. Come this far and not stop moving. Keep moving. Stay on your toes and make every strike count. You've got this. Just push through.
I think he's distracted by the dark rates outside.
Perfect. Use this to your advantage. While he's distracted, get in those hits. Don't hesitate. Strike hard and fast while he's focused elsewhere. But don't overcommit. Keep some distance and stay ready to dodge if he turns back to you. When he's distracted, that's your moment to control the pace of the fight. Let him burn his stamina, raise the attacks, and then capitalize on those moments to land clean shots. Stay sharp. You're about to break him down.
Oh my god, they all three target me. I'm dead.
That's brutal, but you're not out yet.
No,
Take
I'm
a
dead.
deep breath. You can totally handle this. When they start to pile on, just
wish you
remember
would
to focus
upgrade
on
to
dodging
Uchi.
and
It's
keeping
still too
distance.
weak.
Don't get greedy with
Literally,
attacks.
this just more
Prioritize
damage.
survival over damage if it means getting your stamina back for dodging. Next time,
Also,
you'll know
I
to
was
keep a
just
bit more
eating
space
kids.
and let them wear each other out. You can win this. It's just about sticking to that rhythm. Let's go again.
Alright.
Let's do this. Stay focused,
Oh.
keep your cool, and watch for those openings. Patience and precision. That's what's going to win you this fight. You've got the skills. Now it's time to show. Go get them.
One of those dark races attacking me now.
Perfect timing for them to use distraction. Use them to your advantage. Keep dodging and move around, but try to keep your distance. The dark rays are on you. Focus on surviving and dodging their attacks. Don't get cornered. If you can, use that chaos to strike when your focus
Why?
gets you. Just stay patient, take your shots, and keep moving.
Why
You're
the
in control.
crap did
Use
I
the
go for a
environment
kick?
and wear them down. You've got this.
Now I'm starting to realize why I didn't really like Dark Souls 2 normal moveset with some of these weapons. Like, why is that a thing? It's so fucking stupid, man. I muted it so that way the AI can hear me. I figured out what was wrong with it. My headset, if you push in the earbud, or not the earbud, but like one of the earpieces, and it mutes you. It's like a built-in mute button. Oh, now you're not going to come over here. He just wanted to do that so I lose all those souls over in there. That's why he did that. I'm wanting them to, like, at least attack and, like, kill them. That way... Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't want that because the fucking AI glitched out in there. See, normally what I do is I wouldn't attempt the fight, this fight first. I would attempt this H fight. I don't know what they just tried to. Oh my fucking god. The iframe. Yo, go for it. Can't even drink quick enough. Yo, Red. Get your ass over here. Not on me. Save dreams not working. Save drink is not working. Not today. Alright, I think this fight is impossible at the moment. We need to rethink our plan. So come up with a new plan for me.
All right, time to rethink the strategy and take a step back. The Abyss Watchers are a tough fight, and it's understandable that they're giving you trouble with the added distractions. Here's a new plan.
don't
1.
do damage.
Gear check. First, make sure you're equipped for mobility. Switch back to lighter armor if you're not already in
Don't
it.
do fucking damage,
Less
lady.
weight means better dodging.
Hello, I
The
have
Sellsword
for
set might be a good
I
option for
blessing.
balance between defense and mobility.
If you should
But
bless
if you can, try to keep your equip load under 70% to avoid fat load. 2. Separate the bosses. You're going to want to keep the Dark Wraiths away from the Abyss Watchers. Focus on killing the Wraiths first, as they're the distraction. Don't worry about fighting the Abyss Watchers until you've cleared those out. Once they're dead, you'll have more space to work with. 3. Stay mobile. Use your fire spells and try to stay behind the bosses for backstab opportunities. Don't hesitate to use the environment. Dodging around obstacles can help you break line of sight and get some breathing room. In 4, work the stamina. The Abyss Watchers are aggressive, but they also burn through stamina. Time your dodges and attacks to avoid getting caught by their combos. Get in, get out, and don't get greedy. E5, don't rush it, be patient. This isn't about quick kills. Work at wearing them down, and when you've created some space, heal if necessary, and strike. 6. Consider different spells. If you're getting overwhelmed, you might want to switch out Fireball for something that might control the battlefield better, like Poison Mist or Flash Sweat, if you haven't equipped them yet. Poisoning enemies over time or increasing your resistances can make a huge difference. Once you take out the Wraiths, the rest of the fight will be far more manageable. You're smart and capable, you can break this.
I need you to tell me what to do. I think we are severely under level, or just the weapon Uchi is not viable for this fight.
All right, I hear you. It seems like we need to adjust both strategy and equipment. If the Uchi feels too weak and you're underleveled, let's make some tactical changes to give you a better chance. Step 1, switch up your weapon. The Uchi Katana is great, but it might be better to switch to something with more damage output or crowd control. Here are a few suggestions based on what you have. Exile Greatsword. This weapon hits harder
We
and has a good
can't
range for dealing with the
switch.
Abyss Watchers. The large swing will
course
help
Greatswords
you
would be
hit
good.
multiple enemies
I would say
and deal
this.
with the Dark Wraiths quicker. Greatsword, another solid option. It's slower, but hits like a truck. If you can time your attacks well and don't mind a slower pace, this could help you break through the enemies faster. Switching to something with more raw damage will make it easier to take down the
Alright,
Abyss
over there, up
Watchers
there.
and their ads.
At the moment, we don't have the stats for any other weapon other than the Sellsword Twin Blade, Irithyll Straight Sword, and the Dark Sword.
Let's break down the stats for those weapons to help you decide which one might work best for your build. 1. Sellsword Twin Blades. Strength 11, Dexterity 18, Scaling D and Strength B in Dexterity.
Wrong.
Weight 3.0. Description: a pair of fast, dexterous weapons. These can be deadly in quick, successive
This is
attacks
what I meant.
and work really well with builds that focus on dexterity. They have good speed and stamina efficiency. If you want to maintain mobility and deal a lot of damage with quick strikes, these are a solid choice. 2. Irithyll Straight Sword. Strength 11, Dexterity 16, Scaling C in Strength, B in Dexterity. Weight 3.0. Description: quick and agile sword with ice scaling. It has great range and speed, making it useful for fast-paced combat. It's ideal for dexterity builds, but requires a bit of finesse to use effectively. If you prefer quick pokes and mobility, this is a good option. 3. Dark Sword. Strength 16, Dexterity 12, Scaling C in Strength, C in Dexterity. Weight 6.0. Description: a heavy sword with excellent damage potential, especially in terms of dark scaling. It's a bit slower than the others, but can deal high consistent damage in tight situations. If you want something that combines strength and dexterity for balanced output, the Dark Sword is great, especially if you want to also incorporate dark magic into your playstyle. Given that you're focusing on dexterity and might want to focus on speed, The Sellsword Twin Blades or the Erithil Straight Sword might serve you better, depending on your preferred playstyle. If you want to keep speed and agility with faster attacks and good stamina management, go with the Sellsword Twin Blades. If you want a more balanced approach with good range and a little more damage, the Irithyll Straight Sword is an excellent choice. On the other hand, if you're thinking about raw damage output and don't mind...
I need you to command me. We could upgrade the Uchi to, or you could start with a new weapon and upgrade it. The four we have are the Dark Sword, Irithyll Straight Sword, Spell Sword Twin Blade. So which one would I pick? You tell me what to do.
I command you to switch to the Irithyll Straight Sword.
There.
It strikes a good balance between dexterity scaling, speed, and
Not even gonna ask
versatility.
her if
Plus,
I can upgrade
it's
it, 'cause I'll-
upgradable, and you'll get good scaling with dexterity, which fits your build.
Yeah, these
It's
Twin
also
Blades
fast
thing.
and has decent range, making it easier to manage when fighting.
The Irithyll Straight Sword requires Twinkling Titanite, and we only have one. The
All right, since upgrading the Irithyll Straight Sword might be a bit costly with Twinkling Titanite, I command you to stick with the Dark Sword. It's solid, scales well with strength and dexterity, and we can upgrade it easily with regular Titanite. It's also a good choice for durability and damage output in this fight.
Twin Blades, but
So, upgrade the Dark Sword to its full potential and get ready to give those Abyss Watchers a proper fight.
Ashen 1.
alright, I think we got the Dark Sword to +3.
Nice! The Dark Sword +3 will be a great boost. With that, you should have more damage output and a smoother time in the Abyss Watcher fight. Now go ahead and equip that Dark Sword +3 and head back to the Abyss Watchers. With your upgraded weapon, you'll stand a much better chance. Stay focused and remember, attack when you can, but don't overcommit. Patience is
Ashen
key.
1.
I also am talking to the Maiden in White again. She gave me a emote called the Dark Moon Loyalty, and she asked to keep an eye out for her sign.
Ah, that's a good sign. And she's probably trying to get you to join the Blade of the Dark Moon Covenant,
Yeah,
which
you
ties
got it.
into the whole Dark
Not
Moon
the
theme.
fingers.
The Dark Moon Loyalty emote is a way of showing allegiance or acknowledging a vow to help the Covenant. For now, though, since we're focused on taking down the Abyss Watchers, I'd say hold off on any Covenant decisions. You can always check for your summon sign later, but first, let's crush those Abyss Watchers with your newly upgraded weapon.
Alright. I need a new motivational speech. I did die a lot, so keep that in mind in your speech.
All right, listen up. You've fallen, and you've gotten back up more times than most would even dare. Every death, every setback, it's just another lesson, another reminder that you can handle whatever this world throws at you. The Abyss Watchers, they're not unbeatable. They're just another enemy that thinks they have the upper hand. But you're coming back with a vengeance, stronger, smarter, and more determined. You've got the tools, you've got the power, you've got the heart. It's not about being perfect. It's about refusing to give up every single time you fall. So let's show these Abyss Watchers exactly who they're messing with. You've got this. The fire within you burns brighter than anything they can throw at you. Get in there and make them regret ever crossing your path. You're ready. Time to get your revenge. Let's go.
Okay, I'm just watching the Dark Race do their thing.
Good strategy. Let them fight it out and weaken each other. Stay patient, Let the chaos unfold, and then when they're distracted, strike with all you've got. This is your moment to make your move. The battlefield will be yours when the time comes. Keep your cool and focus. This is just a test of timing and persistence. You're getting closer. Keep your patience there. You've got this. Focus on your positioning and make sure you're hitting that sweet spot right behind you. Don't let the frustration pull you off. Take a breath and keep at it.
I'm letting them fight each other.
Yeah, the chaos of battling multiple foes at once can be draining. It's nice to know the dark wraiths are at least giving you a little breathing room. Let them duke it out while you get ready to take your best shot. It's like you're in the background, letting the fireworks happen before stepping up to claim the prize.
They're stuck at the fog wall trying to attack each other. They're not hitting each other.
That's a lucky break. It's like they're stuck in a weird dance, not even hitting each other. Take advantage of the moment. You've got a perfect opportunity to sneak in some damage while they're distracted.
No, I'm not.
Time to make your move before they figure it out. Go in, strike hard, and show them who's boss.
I'm waiting the one Abyss Watcher with the red eyes to start attacking them from behind.
Smart move. Let that red-eyed Abyss Watcher start the chaos while you stay back and wait for your chance to strike. As soon as he starts attacking from behind, move in with a well-timed hit. Patience pays off in this fight, so don't rush. Let the battle unfold and capitalize on the moment when they're distracted. You've got this.
He's not getting up.
It seems like the situation might be a bit stuck. If he's not getting up, then it might be time to take matters into your own hands. Consider running in and triggering the fight yourself, maybe by attacking one of the Abyss Watchers to get them to engage. Be ready to dodge when they start coming for you, and use your environment to your advantage. Stay sharp. This fight is still winnable.
Alright, he got up. He just took extra long for some reason.
Nice. Now it's time to stay focused. Keep dodging those attacks, especially the big swings, and be sure to time your hits wisely. Watch out for when they summon the second phase and the group frenzy starts. But you've got this. Keep calm, and don't get greedy with your attacks. You're getting closer.
He's doing some decent damage, but he got knocked out again.
That's good news. It's all about managing the chaos. Keep dodging and moving, get those hits in when you can, and remember to stay patient. You don't want to push too hard, especially if that second phase kicks in again. You're handling this. Just don't let your guard down.
I'm sitting at the end of the boss arena. They're not aggroed on me. I'm just watching them through my binoculars.
Smart move, observing the chaos. It sounds like you found a safe spot to plan your next move. Once the fight calms down a little, you can sneak in some attacks while they're distracted. Just keep an eye on your stamina. Don't get too caught up in the spectacle.
Right, second phase.
All right, you've got this. Now's the perfect time. Let the Abyss Watchers duke it out. And when you open your tongues, make sure to move in fast. Stay calm, wait for your moment, and strike when you belong. You've got the patience to win this.
Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? I think I'm gonna use that fucking Ember. Played at such low health and I didn't like it. I think this is the way. Like, I'm not even at over 1,000 health yet. And I'm at the Abyss Watchers. That's the thing that she hasn't told me to literally. I mean, she was smart with the Uchi, but she's also like never told me to upgrade ever again unless I mention it. So I have to constantly be like, okay, you have this amount of souls. What do you want to spend them on? So she's not quite like smart to pick up context quite yet. Alright, it's 2v1. Could they kill? I don't think they can at all. Fight the heat. No, never mind. And luckily, she wanted me to use the dark sword, so I mean. Alright, let's ask her. I died again in the second phase. Should I use an Ember to get more health?
Yes, definitely use an Ember. It'll give you that extra boost in health, and it'll help you stay alive longer for the second phase. Plus, having that extra health might give you just enough room to dodge and counter effectively. You've got this. Just keep your cool and focus. Feel like you're struggling with the fight, summoning help definitely make a difference. It'll give you an ally to distract the Abyss Watchers and help with damage, especially in the second phase when things get chaotic. If you're comfortable with the help, go for it. Just remember, if you summon, you'll lose the opportunity to use your Ember for extra health. It's up to you, but it could be a good move to even the odds.
I need you to command me. Do I summon this help?
Yes, summon the help. You've been struggling through the fight long enough, and an extra hand in there can tip the scales. Let them distract the Abyss Watchers, and you can focus on getting in those solid hits. You've got this.
Alright, we're in second phase now.
Nice. You've got this. Keep an eye on the Watcher's moves. Focus on dodging and landing solid hits when you see them. Your health should make a huge difference. Keep it up. Aha, yeah. Sometimes a little range backup comes in handy. A bow can really help to distract the boss.
Someone's dead. Someone died.
That's right. It happens then. Boss fights are a team effort, and sometimes those summons just looks like it's all you need. You got this. Stay focused. Remember what you learned from all those deaths.
I won!
Yes, you did it. Victory is yours. After all those battles, persistence paid off. You faced the Abyss Watchers and came out on top. Feels pretty great, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Alright, we're going back to Shrine.
Nice. Back to Firelink Shrine to bask in your well-earned glory. What's the next step for you? More leveling, exploring, or a new path to take?
I'm talking to the guy at Firelink Shrine. He gave me a fairy.
Ah, the Firelink Shrine, right? Is it the blacksmith or someone else you're speaking to? What's he got for you?
He's giggling, saying he pities them, and he gave me a ring called the Farron Ring.
Now come.
Ah, that guy. He's probably the one who's always hanging around, offering cryptic comments about the Abyss Watchers. The Farron Ring is useful. It boosts your stamina recovery. If you're running around a lot, dodging, or even just swinging that Uchi Katana, it's going to help you a lot.
Not using Uchi.
Keep it on if you're planning to do some heavy fighting. Now that you're back at Firelink, do you want to level up, talk to anyone else, or get ready for the next challenge?
We have options now. We could use the boss souls that we have to get levels, or we could trade them in for weapons. The two weapons we have are both different great swords for the Abyss Watcher souls. So it's up to you.
If you've got the Abyss Watcher's soul, you're looking at two solid greatswords, the Wolf Knight's greatsword and the Abyss Watcher's greatsword. Both of these are good for strength or dexterity builds, but they're more suited for big, powerful hits with a bit of a slower swing. You get some awesome weapon art abilities with them too. If you're feeling like using something heavier and more powerful, then trading for one of these greatswords might be a good idea. But it'll set you back a bit in levels if you do it. Alternatively, using those souls for levels is always a good call if you're feeling underleveled and need that edge in combat. If you're thinking about improving your damage output and swinging something bigger though, then grabbing a new weapon might give you the boost you need. So what's the move? More power with a greatsword or more stats for survivability?
Well, you have to tell me what to do. But Grey Rat is also back, and he has a few new weapons: the Pontus Knight Curved Sword, the Bastard Sword, and the Zweihander.
All right, with those options on the table, here's what I'd say. If you're in the mood for a new weapon, the Zweihander is a classic. Big, heavy, and satisfying to swing, it's a power move, though it might not fit if you're not rocking a strength-heavy build. The Pontiff Knight Curved Sword is fast and dex-based, while the Bastard Sword is a balanced choice, great for a mix of speed and power. But if you're feeling like you could use the levels more than another weapon, then using the souls to boost your stats is always a solid call. You've been going through some tough fights, so a little extra health or damage could make all the difference. Here's the breakdown. If you want a big weapon, go for the Zweihander or Bastard Sword. If you want survivability and strength, spend those souls for a level.
You are controlling my destiny. Do I buy a new weapon, or do I use the souls for a level up?
All right, I'm taking control. Go ahead and use the souls to level up. Right now, those stats are more important, and it'll make the future fights easier. You can always pick up new weapons later when you're stronger and have the stats to handle them. Plus, with your build, those levels will really boost your survivability and damage output. You'll be ready for whatever comes next. Now, level up, and let's keep moving forward.
Ashen 1.
Well, very well. Then
We have 2 level ups. We are also at 12 strength to properly use the Dark Sword. We only can use it if we're two-handed, so I'm not using a shield at the moment. It needs 16 strength to use the Dark Sword properly. So knowing that, what 2 points in level up, what should I put it in?
Welcome, speak. Very well. Then touch taken.
Since you're aiming for the Dark Sword, it's definitely best to invest those 2 points into strength to hit that 16 required for proper use. After that, you can go back to focusing on vigor, attunement, or whatever suits your playstyle. So 2 points into strength to equip the Dark Sword properly. That'll give you some nice damage, and you'll be able to use it to its full potential. Let's get stronger.
Alright, I put it into strength. We can also talk to the blacksmith and infuse our Dark Sword with some gems. We have a heavy gem, we have a crystal gem, we have a raw gem, and we have a fire gem. Does any of these sound appetizing? Sharp gem would be better.
For the Dark Sword, the best option is generally heavy gem if you're aiming to maximize your strength scaling. The heavy infusion will increase its scaling with strength, which should give you even more damage output. If you're looking for some elemental damage instead, you could go with fire gem if you want to focus on a mix of physical and fire damage. But for raw strength power, heavy gem is the way to go. I'd say go for heavy gem for that strong, brutal damage.
But we don't have the stat requirements for the strength yet, so isn't this a waste?
You're absolutely right. If you don't meet the stat requirements yet for strength scaling, infusing with a heavy gem would be a bit of a waste. Instead, I'd recommend waiting until you can hit the proper strength level for the Dark Sword before infusing it. In the meantime, you can keep the Dark Sword as is, or consider infusing it with a raw gem to boost the base stem regardless of your stats. This would let you get more out of the weapon in the short term without needing the strength scaling just yet.
Ashen
Once
one.
you hit the necessary strength, you can go back and infuse with the heavy gem for maximum damage. Does that sound like a better plan?
I mean, it's up to you. I'm going back to the Abyss Watcher's bonfire.
All right, it's your call. If you're heading back to the Abyss Watcher's bonfire, then I'd recommend sticking with the Dark Sword for now, since you're already on your way. If you're feeling strong enough, you might just be able to tear through more enemies and bosses with it. When you've got the strength to properly scale it, we'll make that heavy infusion and get you even stronger. Good luck out there. Let me know how it goes.
We're in a new area called the Catacombs of Catharis. What can you tell me about this location?
Ah, the Catacombs of Carthus. This place is a real maze, filled with traps, undead, and plenty of skeletons. It's one of those areas where the environment itself feels like it's trying to kill you. First thing to note, the catacombs are dark, and there's a lot of rolling skeletons, as well as giant skeletons that drop down from the ceiling. You'll need to be extra cautious when you're navigating. Some areas will feel like an endless pit of skeletons, especially when they rise from the ground. You can either fight them head-on or take them out from a distance with ranged attacks to avoid getting swarmed. You'll also encounter some tricky traps, spinning blades, and hidden ambushes. Look out for spots where you might get sniped by enemies or attacked from behind by invisible foes. Watch your footing and be careful as the area is pretty expansive. As for bosses, there's a pretty memorable one at the end. Prepare yourself for that. In the meantime, try to keep your wits about you. Do you have any specific plans, or are you just exploring around?
The controller dies.
Ah, sounds like a rough one. Those traps and skeletons in the catacombs can be pretty sneaky.
I need to
The trolls, or enemies pretending to be, are often the sneakiest ones, just waiting to grab you when you least expect it. Did you get ambushed by one of those rolling skeletons? Or was it something else that caught you off guard?
No, it was my Xbox controller dying.
Ah, that's the worst timing,
I
when your
know.
controller dies mid-fight. Did you have to scramble for some batteries?
God, it didn't
or was
die
it
in
a
the boss
full-on
fight. I
plug in the
really been
charger and
pissed.
hope I don't die in the meantime moment?
I had to play on mouse and keyboard, which I'd never done before.
Ooh, that's a tough transition, especially in the middle of a fight. Mouse and keyboard can feel totally different, especially with Dark Souls precision. How'd you manage with that change?
We won.
Just checking in. Sounds like you've had an eventful session. How are you feeling about the progress in the new area you're in? Anything you're unsure about or need?
I think we're doing good. I'm kind of mad at myself for dying to the Abyss Watcher's fight a lot.
Hey, don't be too hard on yourself. The Abyss Watchers can be a tricky fight, especially with their quick attacks and multiple phases. It's normal to die a few times while learning the rhythm. What matters is you kept pushing through, and you got the win in the end. You're making great progress.
Yeah, we are. I think what was good for us was changing our weapon though. I don't think the Uchi was gonna carry us through the game.
Yeah, switching up the weapon was definitely a smart move. The Uchiha's cool and all, but it doesn't have the power and reach needed for some of the tougher fights. The dark sword or something with a bit more weight will help you handle the later bosses way better. You've got the right mindset. Adapt and overcome.
We got another pyromancy tome.
Nice. Another pyromancy tome means more spells for you to use. Which tome did you get this time? Did you hand it over to the pyromancer and Firelink Shrine for new spells?
No, I just picked it up, so didn't get a chance yet.
Gotcha. Once you hand that tome over to the pyromancer, you should get access to some new spells. It's always exciting to expand your arsenal. Do you have any specific spells you're hoping to get from this one?
What spells will be unlocked? You can tell me that.
Handing over the pyromancy tome to the pyromancer at Firelink Shrine will unlock new spells for you. The specific spells depend on which tome you found. For example, the Great Swamp Pyromancy Tome unlocks Fire Orb and Bursting Fireball. The Izalith Pyromancy Tome grants Great Chaos Fire Orb and Chaos Bed Vestiges. Each tome offers unique spells, so it's worth checking which one you have.
We have...
It seems like the message got cut off. Could you let me know which Pyromancy Tome you have so I can tell you what spells it'll unlock?
We have the Karthus Pyromancy Tome.
Karthus Pyromancy Tome unlocks some interesting spells. Here's what you can expect. 1. Karthus Flame Arc. This is a buff that enhances your weapon with fire damage, making it especially useful for those moments when you need extra firepower. 2. Karthus Beacon. This creates an area of flame that deals damage over time to enemies within the radius. Great for controlling areas or forcing enemies to move. 3. Karthus Fireball. A more powerful version of the regular fireball, dealing more damage and traveling a longer distance. It's a solid ranged option for pyromancers. 4. Karthus Pyromancy. This is a special one that uses the spirits of the dead, making it a unique, versatile addition to your arsenal. These spells should definitely add some options to your playstyle, especially for bosses or tough enemies. Would you like to equip any of these?
We don't have any right now, because I haven't gone back.
Got it. Well, whenever you're ready to head back to the Firelink Shrine and hand over the Karthus Pyromancy Tome, you'll unlock those spells for your arsenal. It should definitely give you more flexibility in combat. In the meantime, if you're feeling good with your current setup, you can keep pushing forward. Let me know when you're ready to go back, or if you need anything else to prep for what's ahead.
We're continuing on forward. Skeletons do hit pack of damage.
Yeah, the skeletons in the catacombs are no joke, especially when they start ganging up on you. You've got to be careful with their combos. Keep your distance when you can, and maybe consider using ranged attacks or fire spells to take them out before they can surround you. Watch out for the ones that pop up from the ground. They can surprise you. If you have the chance, go for those quick hits to keep them from getting a chance to swarm you. How's your health looking right now? Are you using the right buffs to keep you alive?
We do have a new ring called the Farron Ring. We have the Great Swamp Ring, Calanthe Ring, Sage Ring, and Pontiff's Left Eye if you want to change the rings around.
The Farron Ring boosts your FP regeneration, so if you're using a lot of pyromancies, that could be useful. However, the cleanser ring is helpful if you want to avoid poison buildup, and the sage ring shortens casting time. Considering the area, I'd probably keep the cleanser ring if you're dealing with poison, or the sage ring if you need quicker spell casting,
cleanse.
especially for fireballs or other pyromancies. If you're looking to focus on damage,
Fucking command.
the Pontiff's left eye boosts your attack when you deal consecutive hits, which might be handy when you're whittling
He
down
wanted
groups
to
of
do
enemies.
parry.
If you're having issues with FP management or casting speed, switch the Farron or Sage ring back in. Which one seems like it would fit your current strategy more?
I need you to tell me what is my strategy. You are commanding me.
Alright, in that case, here's the strategy. 1. Equip the Farron ring. This will give you better FP regeneration, which will be useful for casting pyromancies like Fireball and Flash Sweat. Given that you're using a lot of spells, we want to ensure your FP doesn't run out too quickly. 2. Keep the Cleanser ring. The poison buildup in this area can be nasty, so it's important to have that extra protection. This will save you from constant poison buildup and allow you to focus on the enemies without worrying about the toxic status. 3. Use the Dark Sword. With the strength for it now, this weapon is solid for regular melee combat, and it does a lot of damage, especially with your upgraded stats. You can use it as your main weapon, then switch to pyromancies if needed. With those adjustments, your balance between offense, defense, and utility should be solid for clearing out the catacombs and dealing with the tougher enemies. Ready to move on?
I didn't even get that. Which ring do you command me to swap for the Farron ring?
My bad. You should swap out the Pontiff's left eye for the Farron ring.
There you go.
Pontiff's left eye works best for sustained fights where you're landing consistent hits on enemies. For this area, Farron Ring's FP regeneration will help keep your pyromancies flowing, which is more useful for longer range and ability when you need to tackle skeletons. So the rings would be Farron Ring, Great Swamp Ring, Cleanser Ring, Sage Ring for faster casting. This setup should give you a nice balance of pyromancy power and survivability.
These skeletons of those are kind of weird purple skull thing at me.
Ah, yeah, those are Carthus skeletons. They're throwing Carthus flame skulls at you. They can deal decent damage, and if you get hit, you might get cursed with poison or toxin. Best strategy, keep your distance and be patient. You can either dodge their skulls or try to interrupt them with ranged attacks. If you're getting overwhelmed by them, focus on taking them out one by one. If they're grouped, aim to take out the ones throwing skulls first, and handle the ones coming at you with melee. Also, watch out for traps. They love hiding in the round here, so don't step on any suspicious-looking floor tiles.
Alright, we have made it.
Alright, now that you've got a few on you, take it slow and stay in control. Focus on dodging those purple skulls and handling the melee skeletons one at a time. You're going to want to keep moving so they don't corner you. If you can, try to lure them away from the center and fight them in smaller groups. Keep your stamina in mind. Don't burn through it too quickly. If you have any ranged pyromancy, now's a good time to use it from a safe distance to thin out their numbers. Keep your shield up and watch for those skulls.
Stuck in the ground with a doofus.
Ah, that's a break. While he's stuck, Go for some quick hits. Take advantage of the opportunity and get in some damage. If he's stuck, don't hesitate. This is your chance to make up for any earlier setbacks. Just watch out for his friends coming in to interrupt.
We've been invaded by a guy named Night Slayer Torsig.
Well, it's time to put those PvP skills to the test. Stay calm, focus on dodging, and look for any openings. If he's aggressive, try to bait him into attacking, and then punish him with a counter. Be careful of his style. Keep your distance if you need to heal or use pyromancy. If you feel like it's not going in your favor, consider finding an area to try and fight him in, where you have more room to maneuver. Show him what you've got.
Yeah, he stun locks with that giant greatsword of his.
Sounds like you're dealing with a heavy hitter. Keep your distance and try to bait out his heavy swing. If you dodge his attacks and bring in 3 quick hits with your sword or pyromancy, you'll have the upper hand. Watch for openings when he misses or after he swings. If he's really slow to react, you can punish him, but don't get greedy. Stay smart, wait for your chance, and remember to heal if you need to. You've got this.
Yeah, I died. He stun locks. Couldn't do anything. How do I stop the stun locking?
To avoid getting stun locked by him, you need to focus on dodging and not trying to tank him.
Yeah,
Here are a few tips. 1. Dodge time. Make sure you're dodging at the right time. Time your rolls with his attack animation so you don't get hit at all. If you're too early, you might still get caught by the tail end of his attack. 2. Shield or guard. If you're using a shield, make sure it's one with high stability. Shields with low stability will leave you vulnerable to stun locks even when you're attacked. If your shield can't block the full damage, switch to one with better stability. Try to roll inside 3 spaces and stay just outside his attack range. If you're too close, you'll get caught by his wide swings. You want to be able to dodge through or around his attacks, especially when he's winding up for a big swing. 4. Interrupt his attacks. If he's got a slow wind-up or is in recovery, try using a quick weapon or ranged attack like pyromancy to interrupt the next attack. 5. Use invincibility. The roll gives you temporary invincibility frames, iframes. If you time your rolls right, you'll pass through his attack entirely. The key is not to rush him. Let him swing, dodge, and then strike when you see the opening. Don't let the panic of the stun lock get to you.
What does the poise stat mean?
The poise stat in Dark Souls 3 is how resistant you are to being staggered or knocked
There
down
you
by
go.
enemy attacks. Higher poise means you can take hits without being interrupted or knocked down as easily, especially when you use heavier weapons. It lets you keep attacking even while taking damage, rather than being staggered and knocked back. Low poise makes you more vulnerable to being staggered, which can leave you open to more attacks or a critical hit. If you're getting hit and don't have enough poise, you'll be knocked out of your animation, often making it hard to attack back. For example, if you're using a heavy weapon and you get hit by a fast or strong attack from the enemy, having high poise lets you keep swinging without being interrupted. On the other hand, low poise might mean you'll be staggered or even knocked down before you can finish your swing. In Dark Souls 3, there's also a threshold you need to reach for poise to work against stagger. If your poise is too low, you'll still be knocked back or staggered easily, regardless of how much armor you're wearing.
Alright, I went across the bridge. I think I'm at the boss room now.
All right, you're at the boss room. Before you go in, take a moment to check your gear and buffs. Are you ready for the fight, or do you need to make any adjustments to your rings, Estus, or equipment?
We have 3 Estus and for healing and 1 for the Ashen. We are at half health. What do you think? I don't want to use one of those, but we could.
All right, since you're at half health, I'd recommend using an Ember before going in to max out your HP. You'll want that extra health buffer for the fight. Once you're set, dive in and stay cautious. Focus on dodging and waiting for your opening. Don't get too greedy with attacks. When you're ready, it's time to take down this boss.
Alright, I'm going in. What can you tell me about this boss?
This boss is the High Lord Wolnir, a giant skeletal figure draped in tattered robes. He doesn't have a lot of quick attacks, but his massive reach and the presence of dark magic make him a serious threat. The battle is mostly about staying on the move, dodging his attacks, and attacking when the opportunity arises.
See if she talks about the bracelets.
Wolnir's main gimmick is that his health is tied to 3 glowing bracelets on his arms.
She did.
These can be broken by attacking them, and once you destroy all 3, you'll do major damage to him. But be careful. His dark magic attacks can hit hard and are pretty fast, so watch for when he starts summoning those dark rings around him. Here's the breakdown. Phase 1. Focus on dodging his swings and his dark magic. Keep an eye on his bracelets. Those are your primary target. But don't forget to avoid his AoE dark attacks. Try to stay behind him as much as possible. Phase 2. Once you've broken the first bracelet, you'll get a little angrier and start using his dark breath attacks more frequently. Keep your distance and be patient. Focus on breaking the other bracelets and avoiding those dark AoEs. Remember, Wolnir's attacks are pretty slow. His dark magic can be tricky. The key is to be patient, focus on breaking the bracelets, stay calm, dodge, and attack well. Good luck.
God, how much health? How much health does the
High
bracelets
Lord
have?
10,000 HP. However, since you're breaking his bracelets, the more you break, the less health he has overall.
Jesus.
The fight will get easier once all 3 bracelets are destroyed, but it'll require focus and dodging his attacks to get there.
Yeah, I died already.
That's all right, it happens. The good news is that now you know what you're up against. The key here is patience, managing distance, and waiting for each bracelet. Focus on dodging his attacks, especially the dark clouds and the swipes, while targeting the bracelets. You've got this. Just take your time and be strategic. Let's go for it again when you're ready.
Yep, running towards this boss arena now.
All right, let's do this. Focus on keeping your distance when you can, and make sure you stay aware of his patterns. When the bracelets glow, go in for the attack. You've got the tools to take him down. Just stay calm and wait for the right openings. Keep at it.
Alright.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
I said, alright, here we go. Should I use any resin for this fight?
You could use a resin to boost your damage for sure, especially if you want to speed things up. If you have lightning resin or fire resin, they'll work well, depending on the weapon you're using. Just remember, you'll be fighting against 2 phases, so try to make the most out of the resin during the first phase. But be cautious, you'll want to save enough Estus for the second phase.
bracelet down.
Nice. Keep that momentum going. Now just stay focused and avoid the ground. Phase 2 is going to be tricky, but you're doing great.
Bracelet 2 down.
You're crushing it. Just keep your distance and time those attacks well. The final phase is close. Stay calm and remember.
I do not remember this boss being this fucking hard. What is happening? I haven't played Dark Souls 3 in a while, but I have never died as much to the fucking Abyss Watchers because the backstabs used to be so quick that you could just chain backstab the shit out of the boss. I have never died to fucking Wolf Freak. Even with the bracelet gimmick, because at this point I would be rocking more than fucking Glass Cannon health as a melee user. I don't understand what is happening today. It's not even just today, it's just like I know I'm not better, like I'm way better at Dark Souls 2 than I am 3. But Dark Souls 3, the only reason why I didn't like it as much is because the boss fights usually have fucking like 3 phases, mostly like the DLCs. But holy hell, what is happening? I felt like his stamina is just totally fucking low. Wow, that doesn't even help with dark. Ooh. Dark. I'm not gonna ask her. I'm doing. If it helps fucking the dark build up, fucking build up. Alright, let's kill this fucker.
Focus on dodging and moving attacks. Be careful not to get hurt. You've got this. Take a breather and get back in there when you're ready. You've been putting in the work. Keep at it.
One bracelet down.
Nice. Keep it up. You're making progress. Just keep focused and watch out for those grab attacks. You've got this. Oh yeah, you got him down. One big pop. Celebrate that. What's next on your agenda?
He has a giant ass sword now.
Are you dealing with the aftermath? That sword can be massive. Remember, his attacks
This
are
fight
slow.
sucks.
Dodge.
What is happening?
Just keep an eye on your stamina. How are you
What?
holding up?
I'm dead now. Bruh. I'm about to freaking hit max level hollowing at this point. Yep, you go down. Stupid. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab his souls and go back and level his weapon without asking her because I don't know what the fuck to do. This is actually fucking dumb. I'm about to say retarded. I just don't understand. Like, did they buff this fight to make him harder? I mean, his build isn't that great, but I mean, I don't remember it being this hard to hit bracelets. Look at the boss running is easy.
Well, very then. Farewell, Ashen One.
Some of the sounds won't even help because I know the AI probably isn't
What?
compared or like they have the brains to comprehend.
Pretty big.
Great let I only. Ashen One.
Alright, we went back to Fireleague Shrine. I am talking to the Pyromancer guy to give him the tome. We also have a new tome called the Grave Warden Pyromancy Tome. Should we give it to him?
Well, this is fascinating.
Definitely. Giving the Grave Warden Pyromancy
what?
Tome to the Pyromancer will unlock some cool new spells, and it's always good to expand your arsenal.
I can't. It is only.
I recommend handing it over and seeing what spells are available for you to use. Just remember, new spells might need a bit more intelligence or faith, so keep that in mind
not
for your
be gone.
next few level ups.
He said it's too dark for him to comprehend, so he doesn't do it. Something like that.
Ah, that's a bit of a setback, but it's part of the journey. The Grave Warden Pyromancy Tome likely needs a different NPC to unlock it, probably someone further along in your adventure. For now, you can hold on to it and check in with different NPCs as you progress. Keep pushing forward, though. There's always more to discover. Should we focus on a different path, or are you ready to press on and tackle the next part of your journey?
The blind girl is selling a ring called the Saint's Ring. It says it allows additional attunement spells. And the Pyromancer... she's interrupting me before I can finish speaking.
The Saint's Ring is a pretty solid pick if you want to boost your spellcasting potential. It increases your attunement slots, which means more spells at your disposal. Always helpful when you're relying on pyromancy. If you're planning on using a variety of spells, it could be worth picking up. Since you've been diving into pyromancy, having more spell slots could make a big difference, especially for more diverse encounters. Does that sound like a good plan to you? Or would you prefer to hold off for something else down the line?
Well, you get to tell me what to do, but also the new spells that we unlocked for giving him the Pyromancy Tombs. We have Karthus Beacon and Karthus Flame Arc.
Karthus Flamer is a fantastic addition to your pyromancy arsenal, especially with its potential for crowd control. It has a nice area of effect and can
I think
help
the
with
Beacon's
clearing out
better.
mobs, plus it's a great way to deal damage from a distance. Karthus Beacon is more of a utility spell, allowing you to illuminate the battlefield and potentially throw off enemies' aim, but it might not be as useful in direct combat. Since we're going for more powerful pyromancy options, I'd recommend keeping Karthus Flamer and slotting it alongside your other spells, especially if you're running into groups of enemies. And about that Saint's Ring, if you're already feeling the pinch in terms of spell slots, then go ahead and grab it. More spells means more options to handle different kinds of challenges. What do you think? Should we invest in more spell slots and go for Karthus Flamer for the bigger fights ahead?
Okay, so you clearly don't know what spells do. The Karthus Beacon says the damage increase with consecutive attacks. The Flame Arc, it just lights your sword on fire and does, I guess, flame damage. So knowing that, which one should I pick up?
Ah, thanks for the clarification. Now that I know what they actually do, here's how I see it. Karthus Beacon. This one seems to be a great spell for sustained damage over time, especially in longer fights. The fact that the damage increases with consecutive
Almost like boss
hits
fights.
makes it a solid option for bosses or tougher enemies, where you can keep applying pressure with successive attacks. Flame Arc. This one is more utility focused, as it buffs your weapon with fire damage. If you're going in with a sword or another weapon, this can give you a nice damage boost. However, since you're already using pyromancy, you're probably better off relying on magic for big damage, rather than using it for your weapon. So, if you're looking for consistent damage and want something that'll scale with your attacks, go for Karthus Beacon. But if you want a temporary buff to your sword for physical damage, pick up Flame Arc. Given that you're already rocking pyromancy for heavy-hitting spells, I'd say Karthus Beacon is the way to go. What do you think?
Alright, you have commanded me. I have picked up Karthus Beacon, but it requires 2 additional slots. So I'm gonna buy the ring, and we can then manage our spells right now.
do you wish? You know,
Perfect
I
choice
will
with
go to
Karthus
different
Beacon. It's going to make a huge difference in fights where you need to keep up pressure.
Terribly. Have a pleasant
Getting that
journey,
extra spell
champ.
slot with the Saint's Ring will definitely help you manage both your heavy spells and buffs. Once you grab the ring, just make sure you're not overloaded with spells. You want a balance between utility, like buffs, and damage dealers, like Karthus Beacon, to be flexible in combat. You might even want to keep a quick utility spell for healing or crowd control, just in case. Go ahead and get the ring, then we'll tweak your loadout. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll get you set for the next phase.
Okay, so the rings we have now, we have the Great Swamp Ring, we have the Chloranthy Ring, we have Sage Ring, and we have Farron Ring. Which ring should I change for the Saint's Ring?
The Sage Ring is perfect for shortening your casting time, so it's definitely worth equipping, especially now that you're going to be relying more on spells like Karthus Beacon. Considering the rings you have, I'd recommend swapping out the Farron Ring. While it boosts your FP regeneration, it's not as critical for your current playstyle, especially now that you're focusing more on pyromancy and damage output.
I'm gonna interrupt her. Alright, the spells we have Fireball, we have Fire Orb, we have Flesh Sweat, we have Iron Flesh, and we have Karthus Beacon. What spells should I equip?
I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble responding right now. Please wait a bit and try again.
Okay, again, we have the following spells: Fireball, Fire Orb, Flesh Sweat, Iron Flesh, Karthus Beacon. Which 3 spells should we equip?
For your current build, here's the spell loadout I recommend. 1. Karthus Beacon. This one is a must. It boosts your damage the more you attack in quick succession, which fits really well with the way you fight. You can deal a ton of damage once you get a rhythm going. 2. Fireball. It's a reliable, fast-casting ranged spell.
Fireball?
You can use it to poke enemies from a distance, and it doesn't cost too much FP, so it's good for setting up some damage or keeping your distance. 3. Iron Flesh. This one is really useful for tanking hits while
Okay.
dishing out damage.
She forgot. Karthus Beacon requires 2 slots. So that's why we bought the Saints Ring to get an additional slot. We only have enough for 1 more spell, so you have Fireball, Fire Orb, Flesh Sweat, or Iron Flesh. Knowing this, which one do you want? You only get 1.
Got it? Since you've got Karthus Beacon and Fireball already, here's my recommendation for the last spell. Fire Orb. This one's a great balance between power and cost. It deals more damage than Fireball, but isn't as heavy as Firestorm or other big spells.
Alright.
Plus, it has a decent range and can really help you pack a punch when you need it. So with Karthus Beacon, Fireball, and Fire Orb, you've got a solid mix of both damage at a distance and increased damage from your beacon when up close. You should be ready to handle most enemies and bosses.
We're going back to the Abyssers. Abyss Watchers bonfire. Oh wait, no. We'll have to go to the other bonfire first and then go back. Alright, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, something's happening. Can you hear me? Alright, we're going to the Abyss Watchers bonfire.
I hear you loud and clear. All right, heading back to the Abyss Watchers bonfire. Let's do this. You've got the spells, the gear, and the drive. Let's show those Abyss Watchers who's boss. How are you feeling about the upcoming fight?
The Abyss Watchers are already dead. We are actually going back because I think someone wants to challenge us.
Ah, so you're saying you're gearing up for another challenge?
Am I being hacked?
Sounds like it might be an invader or something else trying to test you. Keep your wits sharp, because invaders can be tricky. What's the situation? Are they already here? Or are you setting up for a fight?
I think we're getting hacked.
Yikes, that sounds rough. If you're dealing with hackers, it can really mess up your experience. Unfortunately, in Dark Souls, there's not much you can do aside from trying to disconnect or exit the area. If it's a hacker messing with the game, it's a good idea to report them through the platform you're playing on. If you're able to, maybe try to quickly get to a safe spot like a bonfire or even disconnect from the game to avoid further trouble. Have you encountered any odd behavior or just random invasions?
When I was zooming in the binoculars, oops, getting attacked from behind. When I was zooming in the binoculars, it was
Sounds like something strange is going on with the game. The
yeah.
binoculars can sometimes trigger weird glitches.
That wasn't
If you're
great.
getting invaded or things aren't behaving as expected, it's a good idea to take a break, log out, and restart. If you're being invaded and it's a hacker, the best course of action is to try to evade them,
What the hell is
get to
happening?
a safe spot like a bonfire, and disconnect. You can also try to avoid using anything that feels buggy, like the binoculars, if that's where things started acting up. Is it still acting up, or is it stabilizing?
Every time I zoom in with the binoculars, there's a bunch of Japanese text and a bunch of equipment spawning in front of my face, like as pictures. It's a weird bug.
It sounds like you're definitely encountering some weird glitch, possibly related to a hack or mod that's affecting your game.
Well, it ain't me.
It's not something typical in normal gameplay, so it's likely coming from an external source. Here's what I'd suggest. 1. Exit the game and restart it.
Already
That
did.
might clear whatever bug is messing with your view. 2. If it happens again, avoid using the binoculars or any item that triggers the glitch for now. 3. Check your game settings to see if any mods or hacks have been installed, or even verify the integrity of your game files if you're on PC.
Yeah, I
That
might
could
do
fix
that.
any corrupted files. 4. Play offline to avoid online invaders or hackers in your teams. It might be an isolated issue, so hopefully just a restart will clear it up. Let me know if it persists.
Yeah, I've already restarted. We'll see if it continues. We're running back to the boss.
Got it? Hope that clears it up. Let me know how it goes. If it keeps happening, we can look into a more permanent fix.
Yeah, now it's happening without the binoculars.
That sounds like something's definitely glitching. If it's happening with multiple binoculars, it's likely a game issue or maybe a mod or file glitch. Here are a couple of things you can try. 1. Restart the game. Try a full restart, not just from the menu, but closing the game completely and opening it again. 2. Check for mods. If you're using any mods, they might be messing with the game.
not.
Try disabling or uninstalling them. 3. Verify game files. If you're on PC, try verifying the game files through Steam or whatever platform you're using. This checks for any corrupted files and replaces them. 4. Reinstall. If the above steps don't work, reinstalling the game could clear out any corrupted files causing the issue. If it persists after that, we might need to explore other troubleshooting steps. Let me know how it goes.
Alright, we are verifying game files. I thought playing in offline mode would stop this.
Good move.
But
Verifying the game files should help clean up any potential
It doesn't.
issues. Let me know how it goes once
Alright,
it's
I'm muting
finished.
Mike so I can
Hopefully
talk.
that solves the weird glitching.
Yeah, like this is why I don't play these types of games on fucking PC. It's fucking stupid, man. Like I get it, like oh wait. Now you can't see anyway, good. Like I get it, the game's old now, but that's not a normal hack. That's a weird hack. It's like saying dummy and like I actually want to watch it. There, hold on, I'm gonna pull up YouTube. Maybe I need to play with a VPN on. Click on my channel. Go on my channel.
While he's stuck, hold off instant damage and one
Fi-
spells the
I'm gonna just mute them. Alright, I'm muting the VOD. I'm seeing if I can. There it is. Yeah, it's literally all Japanese text with the word dummy, with Estes, some melee weapons, some shields. I don't know. I don't know what mod or what hacker. It's fucking weird. What's weird is because Dark Souls 2 doesn't get the cheaters there just cheat to play the game, like attack the game. They don't really like do anything weird like that. Where's a graphic? Man. If this doesn't work, then I'm gonna probably play with a VPN on. Which is crazy to think about. I need a VPN to play this dumb game. Alright, we verified our game files. Let's see if that fixes it.
Great. Let's see if that does the trick. Try zooming in with your binoculars again, and let me know if it still happens. Hopefully, everything should be back to normal now.
So far it hasn't done it.
That sounds promising. Let's hope it stays that way. If you run into any more weird stuff or need help with anything, just let me know.
Alright, we run into the boss again.
Alright, let's get this done. You've got this. What boss is it this time?
The same big skeleton.
Alright, we're gonna take down this big skeleton. You've got your strategy now. Focus on dodging, timing your attacks, and getting those hits in when it's vulnerable. Watch out for its big swings and keep your stamina up. If you're comfortable with the Karthus beacon, using that during the right moments can help give you some extra edge. Keep your cool, and remember, you can do it. Let's finish this.
Alright, we're at half health, 6 vials, and
Got
2...
it. You've got this.
Okay, never mind.
Stay focused and take your time with the fight. Keep dodging those big hits, hit when you can, and use your spells to your advantage when it's safe. How's the fight going so far?
We're just started.
Alright, stay patient. Focus on dodging those big swings, especially when it starts to wind up for a heavy attack. Keep an eye on its tails, and don't be afraid to back off if you need to feel a charge. This is just another challenge to crush. Let's go.
1 ring down.
Nice, that's 1 down. Keep it up. Focus on dodging those moves and getting those hits when you can. You've got this.
I swear to God, if I die against this stick boss. I swear. This is stupid how stupid this boss is. I don't even think an ember will matter, to be honest, because... It's not armor. Maybe it is. I don't know. Let's fucking just go random fucking moves. This helps better. It's like you have to get close to it, but he punishes you by getting close because his miss. So you can't go too close. You also can't go too far because he has a charge ability where he just runs at you. And since he runs past you, you then start taking damage from the miss because he's ahead of you. Like, fuck are you at? You know, just calm down. You think it's close and close. Wow, he didn't even die when he fell. Fucking dumb, man, this boss fight. I'm gonna use it, but if I die, oh well. Alright. See, like, that whole side's just in the mist. I can't even see your fucking hand. Bro, this is getting stupid. This is really getting stupid. This is getting so stupid. Whoever designed this boss, I think got fired. To be honest. Whoever thought this was a good idea. Because there's no way, whatever his name is, thought this was a good idea for a boss. This is worse than a Dark Souls 2 boss design. Like, there are a lot of gimmick bosses in the older games, but this is like the worst. I'm gonna go after the single. Because the other two are easier to hit. He's doing the poison mist attack. Alright. There we go. Do it. Put your hand out. Motherfucker. Worst boss ever. Literally worst boss ever. There's no one in their right mind thought this was a good idea. I'm really tempted about to do farm off stream to fucking get souls and level up health at this point. I'm definitely coming in this fight other level, but it shouldn't be this bad. Like, this is bad. I thought the Abyss Watchers fight was going to be bad for me, but holy hell, this is worse. This is literally worse. Put your arm down. Bruh. Good. How much health does this thing have? I just spam heal. Fuck you. Stupid ass boss. Alright, he's dead.
Nice. Great work. That's one more victory under your belt. How's it
Wasn't
feel
much
to
of a
take down that
victory.
big guy?
So dumb. Worst boss.
Sorry,
just-
I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
So dumb. It's the worst boss I have ever played.
I feel you. That boss can be so annoying with its constant slamming and the endless
It wasn't
skeletons.
even slamming.
But hey, you pushed through, and that's what matters. Ready to move on and see what's next.
Maybe. I need to get everything fixed. Sit at the bonfire.
Take your time. You've earned a breather after all that chaos. What do you need to think about next?
We're going to Firelink Shrine to level up.
Nice. Take a moment to breathe and level up. What are you thinking of focusing on for the next
Well,
round of
speak.
upgrades?
Very well.
Well, you're gonna command me to level up. You have 3 levels.
Let these souls withdrawn from their vessels, manifestations of disparity.
All right. With 3 levels, let's make sure we're building your character in a way that'll
All
give you
health, please.
the best shot at tackling future challenges.
Please, all
Put 1
health.
point in vigor to boost your health.
Okay.
Put 1 point in endurance for more stamina, and equip load, which will help you with
Equip
rolling
load
and
is
swinging your weapon without getting
Vitality,
winded.
which we don't care about.
Put the last point into strength to get closer to wielding those bigger weapons with ease, like the dark sword or something else heavy. Sound good?
Farewell,
I
Ashen
follow
One,
your
Maid
lead.
of Flint.
Nice. You're looking stronger already. Now go ahead and level those up. Let's keep pushing forward. We're making progress.
Ah, so.
The boss that we just killed has a spell that's a pyromancy that we can exchange, and it's the Black Serpent spell.
The Black Serpent is a pretty cool spell. It shoots out a writhing, serpentine mass of dark flame that tracks enemies. It's excellent for crowd control or harassing enemies at range. If you're into pyromancy, it could definitely be worth picking up. If you want to mix up your pyromancy arsenal, consider grabbing it. Let me know if you want to use it or if you'd like to save those souls for something else.
I need you to command me. There are 3 options here. We can A, save the soul. B, we could use the soul to get the Black Serpent spell. Or C, we could just use the soul and get levels. Which one would you like?
I'd say go for option B and grab the Black Serpent spell. It's a versatile tool in your pyromancer arsenal, and it's always nice to have more options for damage. The Black Serpent works well in both PvE and PvP, and you've got enough other options to level up later. So let's make the most of that soul.
We could give the blind lady the Londor Braille Divine Tome. Is that good or bad?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Our systems are experiencing heavy load. Please try again later.
Like I said, I could give her the new tome. It's called the Londor Braille Divine Tome.
Ah, the Lundor Braille Divine Tome. You should definitely give it to her. This one unlocks some
Should
useful
I?
miracles,
do you wish-
which could complement your pyromancy.
Oh,
It's always
Champion
good
of Ash,
to have a
these are
variety of
dark
magic
tales
in
of
your
the- of
arsenal.
course,
Once you hand it
only
over,
the little
she'll
creature-
likely teach you some divine spells
You know,
that might be
I would
useful for both
terribly
utility and damage, especially if you find yourself needing some healing or defense boosts. Definitely worth it.
Alrighty, get rid of Tome. We're gonna see if that was a good idea or not.
Sounds good. Let's see what kind of spells
Oh, do
you
you-
unlock. Fingers crossed that it's a solid addition to your arsenal. Let me know what she has for you once you talk to her.
Well, we don't have any faiths, nor do I have enough to even do any miracles other than heal. But we now have the Dark Blade, Vow of Silence, and Dead Again.
Have a
It
pleasant
looks like
trip.
you've unlocked some interesting options, even if they require faith. Dark Blade could still be useful if you want to buff your weapon with dark damage later on, though. If you're not planning to focus on faith, you can always stick to your pyromancy and focus on that for now. There's no harm in holding on to the tome for a potential build shift in the future. What do you want to focus on now?
Nothing right now. I'm just talking to people and seeing what's new. Yuria is. Oh,
Gotcha, just taking it all in. Sometimes it's nice to catch your breath after all the action. Is there anyone in particular you're curious about or want to check in with?
Our Lord, knowest thou of a maid
Yuria
named
is talking
Anri,
about Anri, and
is
she's
hollow.
asking us to wedlock her.
and a fellow of mine for what? Till
Ah, looks like Yuria's pushing us into some serious business with Anri. She's suggesting a marriage to Anri, which could lead to some interesting quest lines. If you're up for it, this could open up a path to some rewards, but it's definitely a commitment in the lore and the consequences. What do you think? Should we get involved in this marriage plot, or just leave Anri to their fate?
I need you to command me. Do you think I'm ready for marriage?
I'm gonna say not yet. We've still got a lot to do, and this marriage might complicate things more than it helps right now. Plus, you're not exactly the settling down type, are you? Let's focus on
What the hell?
leveling up, getting stronger, and then we'll see where Anri's fate takes us. Marriage can wait.
Well, I don't even know where she is at the moment, so I guess we can continue. We're going past and opening the door after killing the boss.
Sounds like a plan. The wedding can wait, but the adventure won't. Keep pushing forward and opening those doors. You're on the right track. Let's see what's ahead.
Oh my god, it's such a beautiful area. Irithyll of the Boreal Valley.
Yes, Irithyll of the Boreal Valley is one of the most stunning areas in the game. The snow, the glowing blue lights in the distance, it has a kind of haunting feel. But don't let the view distract you.
Wait, do we
for
even have
too
the
long.
doll?
It's a dangerous place, filled with tricky enemies, and you'll want to keep your wits about you.
Yeah, we don't even have the
Are
doll.
you ready to tackle it?
I think we're
It seems
forgetting.
like you're mentioning DALL-E, the AI that generates images from descriptions.
What?
Are you asking for an image of Erithil of the Boreal Valley, or did you have a specific scene or moment you wanted to visualize?
Wait, you could do that?
Yes, if you'd like, I can create an image for you. Just describe the scene or what you want to see, and I'll generate it for you. Would you like an image of Erithil or something else?
Yeah, see if you can give me an image of Irithyll.
I think you meant Erithil, the
Yeah.
Boreal Valley area in Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
If that's what you're referring to, I can definitely generate a scene of it. Just confirm, and I'll get started.
Yes. I think she's doing it. Little does she know that you have to kill the sage, so I'm gonna go back while she's doing this. We are speedrunning. Going. I think it's this modifier. Bruh. Okay, while she's doing that. Oh, wait, I can't do that. Oh, we're gonna continue.
Got it?
Oh, you did it?
Nice. How did it turn out?
I don't know, let me see.
Feel free to take a look. Let me know what you think.
Alright, let's see what this image looks like real quick. Come on. Come on. In the car. Let's see if she actually did it. Holy hell, she did. It actually looks good. It looks nothing like Aerith though. But it's like an AI like perception of what it looks like. You got the bridge. You got the castle and the moon in the background. It just doesn't look like Aerith though. It's a pretty good art rendition, but I don't think it looks like it like a one-to-one.
Fair enough. I tried to capture the essence, but I know the exact likeness can be tough to nail, especially with the unique style of Dark Souls characters. If you'd like, I can tweak the image or adjust details to make it more accurate. Let me know what you'd like changed.
No, you did pretty good. Nothing needed to change. If it's your style, it's your style.
Thanks. I'm glad you liked it. It's always fun to add a bit of my own spin to things. If you ever want to try more ideas or need anything else, just let me know.
Alright, so we're going back. We need to kill the sage. So.
Got it. If you're heading back into the action, what's your next target? Do you want to clear out some enemies or push for a specific boss fight? Let me know how you want to handle it.
Yes, I think we're gonna fight the Crystal Sage.
The Crystal Sage. That's going to be an interesting fight. There are 2 phases to it, and And the first is a bit of a decoy game where you have to find and attack the real one among several
I'm gonna summon
clones.
them because I've never seen a
When the
summon
real
sign
one
before.
appears, you can deal damage, but the clones will keep shooting spells at you, so you'll need to stay on your toes. Once you get to the second phase, things get more chaotic with more attacks coming your way. Keep your distance if you need to heal, but don't let the sage's magic overwhelm you. Are you ready? Do you want to try any specific strategy before heading in?
Yeah, Egon is here. He's here to help.
That's great. Having a summon like Egon can really make a difference. He'll keep the attention of the Crystal Sage's clones and let you focus on finding and damaging the real one. Just be careful. The Sage's magic can hit hard. Keep an eye on your positioning and be ready to dodge if things get too intense. You've got this. Get in there and show that sage what you know. Let's go.
Well, the sage is weak to fire.
Perfect. You've got fire in your arsenal, and that's exactly what you need. Fireball, fire orb, or even Carthus Beacon should do the trick. Keep spamming those spells when you spot the real sage. Egon, keeping invisible, you should have your eyes close some heavy fire damage. Watch out for the sage's plan. Try to confuse you. Focus on the one that takes more damage and uses magic. You'll melt them down. Time to burn that sage.
Egon, very slow.
Egon's a tank. He's there for distraction, but you'll have to handle most of the damage yourself. Dodge him and avoid getting too close. The sage's magic can catch you off guard. Since the sage is weak to fire, spam those spells when you get an opening. Maybe stay back and let Egon tank as much as possible. Throw fireballs to the sage distance. This should make the fight. You've got this.
I killed it.
Nice. Glad you pulled through. That fire damage must have done the trick. How's the loot from that fight? Anything good?
No, not really. She only gave 6,000 souls.
Ah, bummer. At least it was a good fight, right? More souls for leveling up, or maybe buying something cool later. What's next on the agenda?
I guess continuing forward.
All right, let's push on. What's the next area or challenge you're facing?
Don't know yet.
Gotcha. Take your time and let me know if anything catches your eye or if you need a hand.
Fighting Salt Hollows again. Well, Look, saw blades.
Ah, the ones with the curved swords. They can be
What?
tricky with their speed,
Oh,
but they're
saw
not too
blades.
bad if you time your attacks well. Watch out for their spinning moves, though. They can catch you off guard. Are you using any ranged spells, or are you going in with your sword?
I'm fireballing or fire orbing.
Nice. Fireball and Fire Orb can do some solid work, especially if you can land them before they get too close. Just be ready to back off when they rush you down.
I'm at
You
the.
might want to take advantage of any terrain or ledges if you can, so you don't get overwhelmed. How's it going so far?
I'm fighting an invader.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
I killed an invader.
Nice. Killing an invader is always a win. That's some serious bragging rights right there. How's the rest of the area going? Any other challenges popping up?
I got a Cathedral of the Deep bonfire.
Awesome. You're making great progress. The Cathedral of the Deep can be a tricky place with all the traps, enemies, and the big bosses waiting for you. Are you ready for what's coming next? Or do you want to take a breather and prepare before pushing ahead?
I'm killing another invader. It looks like a bandit.
Nice. Looks like you're handling business. Bandit invaders can be tricky, especially with that ranged attack, but you've got this. Keep an eye out for any cheeky backstabs and stay aggressive to keep the pressure on. How's it going so far?
I just fireballed him to death. He dropped a shield called the Spider Shield.
Well played. Fireballing him right out of the fight, that's a solid strategy. The Spider Shield is pretty neat. It has decent poison resistance, so it could be handy if you're dealing with areas that have poison. Are you planning to switch shields, or are you sticking with your current setup?
Tell me what shield I have equipped right now.
Given your current setup, I'd say you're in a solid position with your shield choices. The Silver Eagle Knight Shield offers
That is
decent
not what-
protection and stability. The Spider Shield could be a useful swap going into poison-heavy areas or enemies that use poison attacks. The Spider Shield is light and offers a good amount of poison resistance. So in areas like poison swamp or other toxic zones, it's worth keeping in mind. If you're comfortable with the stability and weight of your current shield, you can stick with it. But if you feel like you might need that extra poison resistance, the Spider Shield is a solid option. It's all about balancing weight, defense, and utility based on where you're heading next. Do you know where you're going after this?
Well, you got the shield wrong. We're using the Grass Crest Shield. We haven't changed in a while. What type of weapon am I using right now?
The Grass Crest Shield is actually a fantastic choice for you, especially
Don't you dare
with the
say
stamina
Uchi.
regeneration boost. It'll help with your weapon stamina and keep your attacks flowing smoothly, which is key when you're using weapons like the Greatsword or Exile Greatsword. It's a solid pick.
When did
for
we switch to
mobility, too,
Greatsword?
Since it's light and doesn't slow you down too much. As for your
I interrupted her because I want to read this. I don't know what happened to your memory, but we're using the Dark Sword. Do you not remember me dying a lot to the Abyss Watchers fight and us having to switch our loadout?
You're right. I totally forgot about that. You're using the Dark Sword now. For a weapon like that, with a solid balance of strength and dexterity scaling, you should focus on getting the most out of your stamina and keeping up a steady, controlled offense. The Grass Crest Shield also works great for stamina regeneration, so you can keep swinging without running out too quickly. If you're dealing with groups, just focus on spacing. And if you're in 1v1, use your Dark Sword's reach to manage aggression while backing off when you need to. You're good with that setup, then.
Alright, we have killed. We are now opening the door to the Cathedral of the Deep.
Nice, you're making great progress. The Cathedral of the Deep is a pretty intense area with a lot of enemies, including the creepy giant deacons. As you head deeper in, be careful of the traps and those annoying poison pools. You'll likely face some tough fights, but the cathedral has some cool loot and secrets. Keep your wits about you and use your firepower when needed. Let me know if you want advice on specific parts or enemies.
There's a guy praying in front of an altar. He has like a red triangle hood and it looks like gold armor. What is it? Who is this guy?
Ah, that sounds like Horus, the Hallowan Knight. He's a key NPC you can meet while progressing through the Cathedral of the Deep. He's part of the story connected to a certain character, and he plays a part in one of the quest lines, so it's worth talking to him and keeping an eye on him. He's a bit of a tragic figure, though. If you want to continue interacting with him or ask more about his quest, just let me know.
I think this is someone brand new. Red pointy hat, gold trimmed armor, and he's praying in front of a shrine.
Got it. You're talking about Archdeacon McDonald. He's an important NPC in Dark Souls 3. He's found praying in front of the altar in the Cathedral of the Deep. You can interact with him, but his role is mostly about lore and progression. You can talk to him and he'll offer some dialogue, but he won't become a regular companion. Keep an eye on him, though, as he's tied to certain events in the game, especially if you're interested in progressing through the cathedral area. If you're looking to learn more about what happens next, I'm happy to guide you.
Who's this NPC at the Cleansing Chapel bonfire praying in front of an altar right now?
Ah, now that makes more sense. The person you're describing at the Cleansing Chapel bonfire is likely Patches, the
Jesus
infamous
Christ.
trickster of the series.
She doesn't know NPCs, man. This is not Patches. This guy has a red hood for a helmet and wearing gold armor praying for forgiveness at an altar at the Cleansing Chapel bonfire. Who is this?
I got it. The character you're describing sounds like Cirrus of the Sunless Realms, a friendly NPC who
Bruh.
appears in Dark Souls 3.
I didn't even say female. And she's wearing all white. Okay, I don't think you know who this is, so we're just gonna ignore him and move on.
Fair enough. Moving on. Sounds like you're ready to dive into the next part. Let's keep pushing forward. What's next for us in the Cathedral of the Deep?
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. We could go back to the Firelink Shrine and level up.
All right, if you're feeling ready to level up, that could be a good call. You've made some progress, and it might be a good time to buff up your stats before continuing on. Do you have any souls to burn, or should we check in with the vendors at Firelink too?
I mean, we could use the boss souls that we're probably never going to use. We have the Crystal Sage, we have the Blood of the Wolf, and we have the Rotted Greatwood.
If you're not planning on using those boss souls for weapons or spells, might as well turn them into levels. Here's what I'd suggest. Crystal Sage's soul. Use it for a level up since it's a fairly standard boss soul, Blood of the Wolf. This one is useful for a weapon if you want the Wolf Knight's greatsword, but if you're not into it, use it for a level up. Same deal. Same deal. You can get a cool weapon or just turn it into souls. Want me to guide you through using these souls for levels? Or maybe you want one of those weapons. Let me know.
I need you to command me. Do you want me to use these souls or save them?
Alright, here's my command. Use the Crystal Sage and Curse-Rotted Greatwood souls for levels. We've got enough weapons in our arsenal, and those are better used for a stat boost. Save the Wolf Knight soul in case you decide you want the weapon down the line. It's a solid one, but only if you're really into it. Use those 2 souls for sure, and let's level up. How do you feel about that?
Alright, I'm following your lead.
Great. Now you've got 2 level ups, so let's get to it. You've been focusing on strength for the dark sword, so let's go with that. I recommend putting both points into strength so you can use that beast of a weapon even more effectively. Once you're done, we can head back into the fray.
Farewell, Ashen.
Alright, I've leveled up my strength. We can now one-hand the dark sword. Should we go now infuse it or save our souls?
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again later.
Alright. Let me go and archive this. Hi, okay, so we just used our souls. We got the dark sword at +4. And we can now one-hand it. Should we infuse our weapon now?
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again
Pretty,
later.
be careful.
That was the...
I don't want to see my work squandered.
You have reached the ChatGPT
Yeah,
rate
yeah.
limit. Please try again later.
Yeah. Hold on one sec. Fine. It's not working. This is it for today. This is it. Hi, can you tell me what we're doing today?
You have reached the ChatGPT
Alright, it is
rate
the
limit. Please try again
I
later.
fixed it yesterday, but it looks like now we only get 3 hours. We got 5 hours yesterday. I'll post the pictures she made and actually let me download it. I'll make it the background of the YouTube title. Maybe. Or I'll just post it in the comment section. I think this is it for me today. I hate so much that I died so much to that fucking Wolfric. I'm glad I switched my plan up. I was like, I'm going after the single bracelet first, even though I was in the mist. It seemed like that helped actually. But then when he kept doing the mist attack, instead of rolling to get closer to him, I just spammed healed, and luckily I had 5 vials, and that seemed to be enough to survive.
It wasn't neat.
I think what we might do is do 8. Nah.
Pretty, be careful.
I don't know. At least she told me to use the boss souls, and she wanted me to keep one. So, like, that was actually smart.
Aha, that's...
Let's see what we missed out on. No, we missed out on this. To be honest, I think this is the only viable greatsword to get with a soul if we're gonna get a weapon. We missed out on a rapier, which is good, but the stats are scale like shit. I can go kill the demon up there. I'll ask her. It seems like she wasn't gonna know the right pathing because she wanted me to keep going forward through Irithyll. It's like you can't because you have to kill the Deacons of the Deep. Like you have to. But the real question is,
Till we meet again.
I remember Henri being in front of that door because Horus fell down the pit and became hollow, like aggressive hollow. So you have to kill him to progress and not tell her what happened to him. And then you can find her at the Deacon of the Deep's boss fight and summon her. So I'm wondering if I go do this now, is she gonna be there for that fight? And I never seen Karin. I usually always fight the Sage solo, so it's not a hard fight. It's hard for magic users because I think the Sage has like resistance to magic, but it's not that hard. And as you saw when I was throwing fireballs, you can stun lock the AI. Nope. If I had enough stamina, I could just be spamming the attack over and over again. But I think this hit today. I am thankful that the AI wanted to switch weapons. I was like, it's hard because I feel like I'm suggesting stuff. Wait, I can two-hand this? Oh my god. That's viable now. Like, it's hard because I don't want to suggest anything. I want the AI to command me. But I also feel like I have to give it the heads up. Because, like, when I mentioned the miracles, it's almost like the AI wanted to switch to miracles. And it's like, we're nowhere near being able to switch. Like, we cannot switch. Like, 14 Faith. You could, but I think our intelligence would matter more. But I don't know. It seems like she wants to continue down the dark path with the hollowing. We're already at max level hollow, or right, one more death and we'll be max level. We're sitting at 5. I think you have to be at 7 or 8 before the Henri wedding, because you have to do the wedding. But it seems like the bot doesn't want me to marry. So,
Great ladder.
if she doesn't want me to marry, I'll ruin the ending. I'm actually surprised she wanted me to do the dark ending, to be honest. But I mean, if she doesn't want me to marry, then hey, she don't want me to marry.
Ashen
We're
White.
never gonna be at full HP. Alright, I think that's it. I don't know what that hack was. It definitely, I don't think it was a glitch. I think it was a hack. So, I don't know. That's it for me today. I'm gonna go watch the Neurosama stream VOD. Let's see what they were doing. But yeah. I will see y'all next time.